Hi, it's Leanne and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making a small batch version of sticky toffee pudding. Now, I first discovered sticky toffee pudding on a trip to England years ago, and it was love at first bite, and I have been dreaming about this dessert ever since. So today we are going to make a small batch version of it in a 9x5 loaf pan. And on top of this cake, we are going to pour a amazing caramel toffee sauce, serve it with a little ice cream. I promise you, the dessert of your dreams. Now, this recipe does require a couple of ingredients you may not have in your pantry, but I guarantee you this recipe is worth a trip to the store. Okay, so what is sticky toffee pudding? It may be something you're not familiar with. Well, it is a classic British dessert. It is a soft, moist sponge cake that is drenched in this rich caramel toffee sauce. Okay, but despite its name, it is not a pudding in the American sense of a pudding. Basically, pudding is a generic term in England for dessert. Now, what really makes this dessert special and so amazing is the warm toffee sauce you are going to drench the cake in and then pour over the top, so do not skimp on that part. I promise you, you're gonna wanna drink at this stuff. When you pour it over the cake, it soaks into the cake and creates this delicious sticky texture. All right, so the two ingredients you may not have on hand are, first of all, dates. Now, if you don't like dates, don't worry, because I promise you, you will not know there are dates in this when you go to eat it, okay? But we're gonna use Medjool, I think that's how you say it, dates. You want a nice dark date. And we want them pitted. Sometimes they come with pits, sometimes with not. You'll just take a knife, cut into it, remove the little pit, and then we are going to chop them up pretty fine. The other ingredient you may not have on hand is molasses. Now, in England, they actually use something I think called treacle syrup. Here in the US, you can't find that. We're gonna use molasses, and I just use the original molasses. So after we chop up our dates, just go ahead and put them in a bowl. And then on the stove top over here, I have got a 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of water that I am bringing to a boil. We're gonna pour that water over our dates. You want the water to be boiling hot, not just tap hot, okay? So now, you cannot skip the dates in this recipe. I promise you, if you don't like dates, you're never gonna know they're in there, because those dates are gonna soften and they are just gonna like disappear into the batter, and they are what give this cake its deep, yummy caramel flavor. All right, I've got my boiling hot water. We're gonna pour it over the dates. There we go. And then just kind of, if it doesn't cover totally over the top of them, that's okay. Then we're just gonna take this, set it aside for 10 minutes and let those dates soften up. Now go ahead and preheat your oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, like I said, we're gonna use a 9x5 loaf pan. We're gonna use our trusty little parchment sling. If you don't know how to cut one of those, check out my video up there. Or you can spray the pan with non-stick spray. Just makes it a lot easier to get that cake out of the pan if it's lined with a parchment sling. So we've got our pan prepped. Now in a bowl, we're gonna take 3 tablespoons of softened butter. This is salted butter. I have got 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar. It's important to be dark. Remember, we want that deep, dark caramel flavor, and dark brown sugar will help give us that along with the dates. Oop. Let's get that up off the counter. There we go. All right, we're gonna use our hand mixer. I do like using a hand mixer versus a stand mixer, because with a smaller batch, there's just not enough ingredients in the stand mixer to get it mixed up well. So we're gonna use our hand mixer and just cream together the butter and brown sugar. All right, after we have that all nice and creamed together, we're gonna add in 1 egg. We are gonna use the whole egg. And we're gonna add in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, measured with my heart. There we go. And then the molasses. We want 1 tablespoon of molasses. And then we are going to mix that together. All right, next we're gonna add our dry ingredients together. And I have 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We're gonna use 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then just a pinch of salt. All right, and then just kind of mix that together. Then we are gonna grab back our sugar mixture. Right now we're gonna add in just half half at a time of that, our dry mixture. And at this point, I'm gonna switch to a spoon or a Danish dough hook to mix this in because I just wanna make sure I don't over mix everything, all right? And this is just mixing it till that flour is absorbed. Then we're gonna add the other half. And then we're gonna grab those dates that have been soaking, and by this point they will have softened up even more. So then let's grab those dates, and I've got clean hands. I'm just gonna take them and kind of mush them up a little bit. Some people, especially in a full-size batch, will put this in like a food processor and blend it up to make a paste out of it. I don't find that that's really necessary, even with a full-size batch. They've softened up enough, and just smushing them together a little bit works great. Okay, one thing I forgot to add into the flour sugar mixture is we need to add in a 1/4 cup. You can use whole milk or half and half, and I've got half and half in my fridge, so that's what I'm gonna use. We're gonna add that in, and it's gonna be not quite so thick. And now we are ready to take that dates, and we are going to put the date kind of paste we made, plus any liquid that's in there, all of it, right in to the batter. You will have little lumps of date still at this point, but it all melts into the cake. And like I said, you're not gonna know they're in there. We're ready to put it into our prepared pan. All right, and then we are going to pop it in our oven. We're gonna bake it, like I said, at a 350 Fahrenheit oven for about 25 minutes, depending on your oven. It may take 30, but you wanna just cook it until a toothpick comes out clean. It's really important with this cake too that you don't over bake it and dry it out, because part of a sticky toffee pudding is that nice moist crumb that the cake has, almost a gooey texture once you add the sauce on. So we'll go ahead and just kind of spread it evenly in here. So while our cake is baking, we're gonna go ahead and make that yummy caramely toffee sauce that is such an important part of the sticky toffee pudding. In here I've got a 1/4 cup, not a 1/4 cup, yes, a 1/4 cup of salted butter. And we're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar and a 1/2 tablespoon of molasses. We're gonna take that over the stove, and we are going to just put it over a medium heat and let that butter and sugar melt together. Let it come to a boil, and then we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup more of our half and half, and then just let it boil for about 2 to 3 minutes to thicken up. Okay, got my cake out of the oven. It is just fresh out of the oven, and I'm gonna take a toothpick, a bamboo skewer, and I am gonna poke holes all over the top of the cake. Then I'm gonna take some of that sauce, and you want it nice and warm. If you've made it ahead of time and it's thickened up, go ahead and just reheat it. Sometimes you might need to add a little bit of cream into it to get it to thin out a bit. And then I'm gonna take a couple tablespoons, so it kind of covers the top of this sauce, and let it soak into that warm cake. It's gonna help make this even stickier. All right, just kind of spread that around. Now this cake is best served warm. After I spread this on, I like to let it sit for maybe, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so, and then you can go ahead and eat it, because like I said, you want it warm. If it's cooled down, go ahead and just maybe reheat it, because it reheats beautifully in the microwave, because you're gonna get more of that warm, sticky, gooey texture if the cake is warm. All right, we'll let that sit, and then we're gonna go ahead and serve it up, and let me show it to you. Okay, you can cut this into 4 pieces, 2 pieces, depending on how much you want. And I have added a dollop of ice cream, and then we're gonna add the toffee, what do you wanna call it, the sauce, and put on more than you think you want. I promise you, it makes it so good, so sticky, so delicious. Oh, yes. Takes me right back to England, that fun trip. Give it a try, you're gonna love it. It's a perfect holiday dessert, anytime you want something a little bit special, this is it. And now you have it in small batch form, so you don't have to be tempted to eat the whole thing, because you're gonna wanna eat the whole thing. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen, and I'll see you in the next video.